Hey, it's Rachel, and I want to talk to you today about something that may be a little bit controversial, but I believe in it pretty firmly, so I just wanted to put it out there as something for you to consider. I tell parents all the time that I think it's important that you don't force your child to say I'm sorry after they've done something wrong. Now, if you've seen me speak before or you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I believe it's really important to have high standards for our kids, and it's our responsibility to teach them how to interact positively with other people. But I don't believe that forcing them to say I'm sorry is actually teaching this lesson. In fact, I think it's teaching a different lesson. The reason I say that is because if you have to force your child to say I'm sorry, it probably means that they don't want to say it. So when you say you must say you're sorry, basically what you're teaching them to do is lie. And then if you say no, say it like you mean it, you're teaching them to lie better. So I don't know about you, but I want my children to say I'm sorry because they mean it. And I even want them to maybe even take it one step further and not only say I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, what could I do to make you feel better? Or I'm sorry, what could I do to do something differently next time? So how do we teach our children this if not forcing them to say I'm sorry? Well, I think there are two steps to this. And the first is that we have to model what it looks like to say I'm sorry in a sincere way. We have to show our children what this looks like and that this is normal, natural behavior. This is just something you do after you hurt someone's feelings or do something wrong. So you want to make sure you're apologizing to your children after you've done something wrong, or you're apologizing to your spouse or whoever you're raising your kids with. Anywhere your kids can see you saying you're sorry as a natural form of social interaction. So it's really important first that you model it on a regular basis because they will start to internalize, well, this is just what you do. The second piece is, in the moment after you've modeled that, you need to make sure you've gotten your children out of their big flooded emotion. Because it's usually the yuck that they're in that prevents them from saying I'm sorry. When someone's flooded with some sort of yuck, they're still in their own world, and it's very hard for them to come out and genuinely see someone else's perspective enough to say I'm sorry. So if we want our kids to be able to say that naturally, we have to, instead of forcing our kids to say that, we have to help them through their big, huge emotions. And what happens is once they come out of that emotion, it's amazing that they will actually say, I'm sorry, on their own, and they will mean it, especially because you've modeled it as normal behavior so many times before. So if you have trouble teaching your kids or helping your kids get through their yuck, that's a whole separate issue, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. But the key is to make sure you're saying you're sorry, and then to help your kids out of their big emotions, and they will genuinely say I'm sorry and mean it. So I hope that gives you some food for thought. If you have any comments or questions about that, feel free to email me at rachel@rachel-bailey.com. I'll see you next time.